Lyle Taylor, Battersea Park still burning in the sunshine.
Yeah.
What a beautiful day. You're here for a couple of reasons. We've just had our podcast interview, so thank you very much for doing that for us. Fascinating interview, which is going to be released on Thursday, this coming Thursday, 26th of July.
I'll have a listen back.
For all our listeners to digest. But right now what we're going to do is present you with an award for the... I want to say it's the second year running. It is the second year running.
It is.
For the official 9 Years Podcast Goal of the Season award. Now, I can't remember, forgive me, I can't remember exactly how many you ended up getting last season. You were our top scorer by the end of
18.
It was 18, including our first ever, I say first ever, so a hat-trick against Rotherham. First ever AFC Wimbledon player to score a hat-trick in the Football League. The first Wimbledon player to score a hat-trick in the Football League since 1994.
Wow.
Hell of an achievement. A cracking goal in the middle of that as well against Rotherham. One of them, I think it was the second one, cut in from the right hand side.
Yeah.
Not actually the goal you won it for. I'm sure there was a few contenders though. I was thinking actually back over your time in the seasons. I think when you won it before, it was the goal against them.
Yeah.
But looking through some of your record last, some of the goals you scored, like remember a goal against Hartlepool, if you remember, from the corner edge of the box, half volley. Yeah, hit that one nicely. Yeah. There were several, like the Rotherham one we mentioned. But do you remember one from last season that you think might have edged that one out?
It can't have been a header because I don't think I scored one last year.
I don't recall you ever scored a header, to be honest with you.
I've scored a few headers actually.
Do you know what, off the top of my head, I can't think.
Scored a header against Coventry, header against Millwall.
Okay, fair enough.
Header against Bury. I've scored 3 in 3 years. That is one hell of a ratio for me.
That's actually more than Jake Reeves has scored full stop in 3 years, so fair enough.
Is there any way it could be the one against Walsall?
Indeed it was. I think that was the equaliser against Walsall.
It was.
2-0 down at half time.
Yeah.
Turned it round to the second half as we get attacked by Wasps.
Yep.
What are your recollections of... Well, let's start with the goal instead. Let's talk about the actual goal itself. Your recollections of that one, from my memory, it was a typical old Wimbledon-style goal. Long ball forward, flicked on, and then you just hit it first time on a volley.
It was. Very, very direct and very route one. And if I remember rightly, it wasn't bad with a tweaked groin. At that point, I was struggling with my groin. I tweaked it about 5 minutes into the second half, and was in a lot of pain. After I hit it, I was in a lot of pain. And obviously, the adrenaline gets you through the celebration, and then it hits you. Ow, that really hurt. But no, it was brilliant. Longy had that in his locker to boom one length of the pitch, and the kid that they brought on the centre half, he was. Movable, as it were. It's a
very nice way of putting it. Very politically correct way of saying.
Yeah, I managed to get hold of him, get past him, and volley it. I genuinely thought I'd missed because as I struck it, I was off balance and I hit the deck, and I heard the fans go mad, and I thought, no, it's not gone in. It looked like it was going to hit the side netting,
right? And
it must have just crept inside the post. Obviously, you watch it back and you can't really tell from the angle, but I didn't think I'd scored. I thought I've missed this, and that would have been disappointing. But no, to manage to score in those circumstances and then win that game in those circumstances, and obviously it's a proud moment if it wins something like goal of the season.
Absolutely. You talk about that game and winning that game, half time 2-0 down. What was the message in the change room at that point?
I can't remember, if I'm honest. So it can't have been that memorable.
No, just business as usual.
But it was one of those where we'd started so poorly.
Yeah.
We'd had one good chance. I think we should have scored. But we'd started so poorly, and it was almost reminiscent of a game against Walsall, the opening day of the season before, where Welps had one good chance that day. It should have scored, and we were just really poor. So I don't really remember what the message was at half time, but there was always a case of we could get back into this because they weren't the best team in the world.
Yeah.
And if we knew if we got one, the position that they were in, we knew that they would struggle. And we got one, and I think we came out at the start of the second half and we probably could have had 4 in the first 15 minutes. We absolutely battered them for 15 minutes, and then unlike what had happened before, we managed to carry that on and continue the onslaught, which was brilliant. And there's no better way to win a game than a 94th minute penalty, is there?
Yeah. Injury time winner Dean Parrott stuck it away very, very nicely. We won't talk about penalties at all.
We won't talk about penalties, not that day anyway. I mean, I still don't know how the goalkeeper managed to save that and stop it dead on the line.
Yeah.
But then I suppose by the same token, I didn't get done for fouling him when I smashed him, when he scooped it away. And then we managed to get another penalty in the last minute, which some would say was a little bit lucky. Others, including me, would say, well, he pulled me down, so deal with it.
And as you said before, sometimes you earn a little bit of luck sometimes.
You do.
There we go. So this is the third season we've run this Goal of the Month competition. What I should do is actually present you with, it is quite heavy, present you with the actual award, which you've got to be careful with that one, because
it is heavy.
It is very heavy. Well deserved. Obviously, as we said, we won it last year, but actually Jake Reeves won it in our first season.
I know.
With his goal against York City. Were both of your goals better than? If you had to rank them in order of quality, would Jake come at the top?
From a technique point of view, I'd say possibly.
Okay.
Maybe run a close second by this one this year against Walsall, because obviously on your weak side, ball coming over your shoulder, I think that's a difficult technique as well. But the running joke with Reevesy was, I scored one goal low and you scored 23 and I still got the goal of the season. and that wound me up, if I'm completely honest. That wound me up. And Reevesy knew exactly how to wind me up.
Uh-huh.
But no, I think it's a tough one, because the importance of his goal, the importance of my goal, and the importance of the goal the second season as well. I think if you're taking the game into account, I'm saying that my first one was the most important. It's a tough one, because I'm not sure we get promoted without that win against York. But then if we get beat by Walsall, do we get relegated? Which one's worse? I mean, relegation's worse than not being promoted.
This is true.
But is relegation from League One worse than being promoted from League Two? Unexpectedly.
Unexpectedly, that's the big thing. It's a difficult one to do.
I don't know.
I would agree with you, though, for technique-wise, I think this season's absolutely. But Lyle, congratulations. Thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you very much.
And
cheers.
All the best for next season, where sadly you won't be.
I won't
be in with a chance to make a hat trick.
I won't, but I will be keeping an eye on the club and the results and things like that. They are one of my saved teams on Sky Sports News app.
Absolutely, nice. And of the current squad, if you looked at it, who do you think is most likely to be in the running for a goal of the season? Who's got a 20-yard top corner in them?
I'd like Dej. I'd really like Dej.
I wasn't expecting that one.
I would really like Dej to stroll out from the back, because I know he's definitely got the ability to do it, and to maybe whip one across the goalkeeper into the top corner. That would be nice. But I don't know. Maybe Kwesi, maybe Pigs. Pigs has got a spectacular goal in him. I know that much.
We have seen that as well. Yeah.
I think Kwesi probably has as well. I think Cody is more of a goal scorer. Than a scorer of great goals. But I think Pigs or Kwesi maybe.
Right, well, that's the challenge laid out then for Dej Yoshalaja. But again, Lyle, thank you very much. All the best for next season.
Thank you very much.